Hello friends, welcome back to this tutorial series of Jetpack Compose, and in this tutorial we are going to learn about what is side effect in Compose. So it is said that our composables should be side effect free. So what is actually that? That we are going to see practically in this tutorial. So let's jump into Android Studio and see. So here I am in an Android Studio project, and here I have created a file side effects practice. So let me create a new composable here, side effects practice. Okay, so we'll be creating one button, and in that button we'll be just showing a counter. On clicking on that, the counter will get increased. So let's write a sample code for that. So I'll first take a column here, and that column should have a modifier equal to modifier dot fill max size. It should be center, so I'll just write horizontal alignment equal to alignment dot central horizontally, and for the vertical it should be vertical arrangement, so I'll just write arrangement dot center. Okay, now everything will come in center. Let me just split it so that we'll be able to see the UI, the real time view. I'll just write show background as true. Okay, let me refresh this one and it will show up. No issues with that. So here we will be creating one button. Okay, that button we are going to on click here, in the on click, and in the button we are just showing one text. In the text we will be showing one count. Sorry, what went wrong? Okay, and in the counter we'll be showing a counter value, sorry, count. So this value should be changed when we click on the button, so that's why we'll be needing a state here, the integer state that we already learned in the state video in this same series. So I'll first create a state for that. Var counter by, remember, we need to just make this remember star, so that the delegate, this by delegate is also get imported, and we'll write mutable instead of 0. Okay, that's fine. And now I'll refresh it from here, that is a counter, so that we'll be able to see the value of counter here. And on click, what we are going to do, let me refresh the UI. Now it should show this counter. And on click, I want to increase this counter. Okay, now I am just writing counter plus plus, that is increment function is getting called behind the scenes. Okay, and if I now start an interactive mode here, so and if I click on this one, then yes, it works perfectly because this UI is currently side effect free. So what happens when I click on this one, that we have already learned in the state tutorial, but still to just give a brief idea about, when we click on this one, this triggers this counter increment function, and as this counter is not a normal integer but it's a composable state, that's why it notifies the UI that to use this value has been changed and to use the latest state value of whatever the updated is. So that's why this compose get rebuilt, and wherever the value of the counter is used, and that's why this lambda gets again triggered. So this is how it is all working fine. Now let me just stop interaction mode, but let's say we have some condition where we have an under something, we also have to increment this counter here after clicking on this one. Okay, so what will happen in this case? Let me start again, and I'll just click on this one. Oh, the value of counter is getting incremented and it is not getting stopped. We just need to click on the stop interactive mode. This loop is now going indefinitely. So why is happening that? Because the same concept, the recomposition, whenever we are clicking on this button, this counter is getting incremented, and after incrementing, behind the scenes it is an increment function. If you are hover on this one, you can see that's Java function public final operator 1 inc, that is increment. So that is a function, return this value incremented by 1. So this is a function which increments the value. but this function is a non-composable function. You can't see anywhere a composable annotation here. So this is a non-composable function. And if you this non-composable function, we are again calling on here here. Why? That is causing the side effect. So what is happening, this infinite loop, here is we are incrementing the counter, okay, and after incrementing, compose notifies the UI, okay, this value has been updated, and now compose will start checking where this value of this counter is used. So it comes here, and in this block it sees, okay, in the text composable this value of counter is used. So I need to recompose this UI, that is refresh this UI, in order to show the updated value. Okay, it does that, but while doing that, it again encounters this counter plus plus, that is increment counter function. So that is again triggering the composable. Okay, we have again a new state, the new value of a state. Then let's do it again. Let's rebuild the UI again, and this goes on, and we are running into an infinite loop. So that's why it's happening. Now this is called as actually side effect, and this side effect is most common if we do one mistake, that is calling a non-composable function from a composable one. So what does it mean? As I hovered here, this is a non-composable function. If you hover on this text composable, this is a composable function. You are able to see the composable annotation here. So and if I hover on this button, so this button on click lambda is actually a accepts a non-composable function. So you can see the composable function signature here. It is a normal function. It accepts the normal function. That is, the on click lambda is able to handle the non-composable function. But this this lambda, that is what the contents will be shown on the button, this is actually a accepts a composable function. If I hover on this button again, then you can see contents mean this lambda. If we hover on this one, this is actually a composable lambda, so this accepts a composable function. So writing a non-composable function inside a composable one creates this side effect. So that is the main reason behind causing this. And this is a pretty much simple example that we are quickly able to figure out that, okay, this is the calling, this is a non-composable function, that is increment is a non-composable function, and we are calling this function in a composable context. So that's why the issue is happening. But sometimes there we the UI can be more complex, and we are not able to figure out that what why the side effect is happening. So that's why this is a simple technique to check if our function is getting called from a composable or non-composable. So this on click is a non-composable lambda, and how I define this one, I just hover on this one on click, and it is just accepting a normal lambda. And if I click on if I hover on this one, this accepts a composable lambda. So this should have only a composable functions like this text, but it should not have a non-composable function just like this increment function. So that's why this side effect is happening. If I remove this one, then it works fine. But there can be instances where we have to do this, and we don't want to disturb our UI as well. We want to basically avoid a side effect. We want to handle this side effect, and that's why there is a concept in a compose called as a effect handlers. This side effect, these effect handlers are the way to handle the side effect caused by such code, and that's we are going to learn in the next couple of videos. There are many more types of different effect handlers that we are going to see in a upcoming video. So make sure you watch all the videos up in all the upcoming videos, so that you will get a full understanding about how to avoid actually this side effect, and which effect handler to use where. All this we are going to learn in the next tutorials, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, that's it for this video. This was a pretty short video and just a one concept, but it was an important concept, so that's why I have created a separate video, short video for this one. So in the upcoming videos, I'll be explaining all the effect handlers one by one. So make sure to watch all the further videos. And if you have some doubts, you can put your questions in the comment box below. I will try my best to answer those. If you like this video, then please click on like, share it with your friend, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you will be notified whenever such a new amazing video is published. We'll meet in the next tutorial with some another interesting topic. Till then, goodbye. Happy coding.